Eric,
Yeah, it's like that's what I said. It's like a concert.
ooh, it says the meeting's being recorded. I don't know if I can consent to this.
What? All right, thank you.
Eric, you look so good. Could you talk? Because when you talk, it like gets big on my screen. Just talk for me.
Talk right now.
Yeah. That's amazing. You look so handsome.
I can see all three of you, or all two of you.
Yeah, I think I just need to change my view. Let me do that.
Makes more sense.
Go to gallery. There we are. I can see all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty bright, man. Sorry about that.
Gallery. Do what now?
Well, it was like really shiny on the guitar. Were we recording it or anything?
Yeah.
Yes, it is technically recorded. Well, not Eric. You can. You're not recording on your end, are you?
No.
Okay,
Eric,
that's okay.
Eric,
Look at
the view. Look at the view out of my living room window, Eric.
Oh, almost lost us.
My living room is surrounded with windows, and so you see those lights in the background. Those are
people's
houses. Those are people's houses that live below me.
Yeah,
so
I think
we stand on our balcony and we look down on all of the.
You're like a king, right? Looking over your cousin.
And when we moved to the third floor, I was asked, "Do you feel more superior to the people on the second floor?" I said, "Absolutely, I do." And when I was on the second floor, I felt superior to all the people living on the houses down below me too. So, and they're $2 million homes.
Right.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Cousins in their little
it's 2 to 4.
It's Kyle's neighborhood, actually.
It is my neighborhood now.
It is.
So
basically, when those lights are behind me, he walks through there every day. He makes it safe.
Like if you had like a spyglass, you know, could you spot him?
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah.
Yes, it's exactly what happens.
I actually do have some real like 12 by 50 binoculars. They're pretty awesome. You can see like the seats at Red Rocks, and that's 25 miles away. So that's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. But it'd be cooler if you like got like a pirate or like a.
Right. You can. There's a couple places in the neighborhood where you can see like the street in between the houses. So I know where they are. So if Kyle is ever walking in between those houses at that time, then I will be able to see him go by. I'll probably call him
like I just shine me in the eyes with like a laser.
That's a great idea. Burn your eye out. Just one of them. Though.
My retina.
Just one. Oh shit.
Oh, Eric. So
when's the last course you guys played?
I played West Fork twice today. Twice today. The first round, I shot my personal best by 5 there. I shot 7 down, no bogeys. And then I went to do some stuff, and I was like, that had to be a fluke. So like I couldn't take it. I went back by myself and played again, and this time I was 7 down with 5 holes to go, and I bogeyed a hole, and I was very upset. It was like a 12-foot putt. I just dinked it off the tray, and I'm like, oh my, I can't believe it. So I went to 6 down. I had 4 holes left. I made 2 pars in a row, and I was like, I got to birdie the last 2 holes to shoot 8 down. And I was playing through some people at this point because it was just slow. What happened was I started on 4, played all the way to 18, went back to 1. I had to play 1, 2, and 3. So when I got to 2, there's somebody on the tee box, and they're like, you can play through. And I'm like, told them I got to birdie 2 holes, or I'm going to quit playing disc golf forever. I'm going to leave my bag by the basket. If I don't birdie it, you guys can have all my stuff. And they're like, so it was a 300-foot hole. I took out a new Star Wraith that I had, put it way out to the right, hyzered back in, and landed and stopped about 8 feet from the basket. So I was pretty excited. I ran all the way down to it and made the putt. I was like, yay. And they were like, yay. And so then I went to 2, it was a little bit, maybe 320. And I threw this Pro Wraith that I just got. It's just beat up. It's so old. I don't know where it came from, but it's mine. And I threw it out on this flex. It flexed out to the right and kind of came back a little hard, sat down pin high about 28 feet. So I had to make a 28-footer, and I did. Slammed it in for the 9th birdie and shoot 8 under. So I got to shoot 15 down in one of my courses on my rounds today.
That's a nerve-wracking 28-foot putt, I bet.
You know, it was, but it's just this magical thing. I knew I was going to be on tonight, and I was like,
Right.
I need to do it for the fans of the Oh No.
Gotta have a story. You gotta have a story to tell.
Yeah. Did you get it on video? Otherwise,
I did send out pictures immediately following. Someone questioned my round time because you know Udis says it took
right. It's
like
like 58
54
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
And so someone said, interesting that you got around in 58 minutes. How'd you do that? I didn't type on there because I wasn't playing with a guy I played with earlier that took me an hour and 20 minutes to get around with him. I just was like, I just didn't say anything, but I ran. I made 9 birdies. How long does it take to play if you make 9 birdies? I mean, I was just like walking down to the basket and going dink and then moving on. It was awesome.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to shoot like 14 over. Pretty sure
Yeah.
had to be a fluke.
Or maybe you'll shoot all 15 down in one.
Ooh,
I
can
could see you
imagine?
shooting like 18 down somewhere.
Yeah,
After today,
you have to believe in yourself.
I mean, I know the first round where I shot 7 down, I missed 3 putts inside the circle. That should have been 10. The other
Right.
ones are it's disc golf, man. There was wind blowing. You can't birdie 18 holes if you're me. I mean, other people can, but it's like I'm pretty happy with 9. It's like,
Yeah. No, me
yay.
too. 9 anywhere is nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited. And we have a brand new course, dude, that just opened like a couple months ago, but they put concrete pads in last week, and they're like, I don't know, they got to be 6 feet wide and at least 15 feet, if not 20 feet long. Perfectly flat on every hole. It's every hole is like 240 feet, except there's like one hole that's 500, but every other hole's 240, but not one hole placed 240 feet. It's so deceptive. The lines you got to take to get there, the depth behind the baskets on some holes. I mean, you have
Bushes.
to play crazy golf. Bushes, terrible, evil bushes.
There's a small lake.
I decided to donate one of my favorite custom stamp G-Star destroyers to that course. For some reason, I'm playing with Kyle, and we're doing great. We're fine. We're almost done. There's like 3 holes left, and I decide I'm gonna throw a left-handed shot around this bush, and I threw
First left-handed shot all day.
Yeah, I just hadn't thrown lefty, and I pull out the destroyer, and I grip locked it so far left, and it went about 350 into it went into a swamp with 8-foot high reeds in out of bounds property, across the boundary of a fence. It was never like we threw it and we're like, oh, it's one of those times, it's not like you're looking for it. Like we pretended to look for it. We walked over there. We were like, nope. It took about 45 seconds to give up. We're like, no.
When I talked to, it was Eddie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that those people are like shoot first, talk later.
Oh yeah. This is people. Like major gun country. Like in Colorado, you can just shoot. I think some places, if somebody comes in your house, you can shoot them. That's okay. In Colorado, you can just shoot about anybody, anywhere that you would. Like if they're on a ranch out by your place, you can just shoot them. Like he was coming to the house.
Yeah, it's pretty. You gotta protect your farm.
No, it's not true, but we do respect the private property of the disc golf course, because the city gave us the course. They bought all the baskets, they put all the sleeves in, they poured all the concrete for the tee pads,
and then they're gonna put in trees,
30 mature trees to create.
So basically, you're saying that you threw it into Shrek Swamp because that's what Shrek would do, protect the swamp.
It was pretty bad. It wasn't like a swamp. It was a swamp, but
it's a swamp.
It wasn't like a green, like neon green, like swamp like you would see in a horror film. It was more like a.
It's not like a Scooby-Doo swamp.
It was like just marshland. It was like marshlands and
nasty and not fun to play in.
Lucky for me, I have a closet full of destroyers, so it wasn't like my favorite disc. Otherwise, I would have been so sad, because this truly, no one's gonna find it and call me. No one's gonna return that one. It's gone. And
so can you go ahead and just play on the guitar for a minute, just so then you can get it out of your hands if you want?
Okay, sure. All right, here we go. And we'll start with the big pick slide.
Well, that was a little much for our intro music, I think.
No, that was
Make it-
fucking way better than our
sound
intro
way
music.
cooler. You make it sound so cool.
If you want to use that,
It's like $15,000.
It's only $375. But yeah, I'll take Venmo, Zelle, Cash App.
Episode.
Thanks for letting me play, guys.
Appreciate you.
It's exciting. Eric, what's the most interesting thing that's happened to you in the last 7 days?
Yeah, 7 days. Well, I put on my first tournament on Saturday.
Okay, and
That was interesting.
let's talk
Did it
about
go
I
it.
don't enjoy it. It went fine. I just don't enjoy it. I can't enjoy playing and being like the director at the same time. That was
How many
far
players
too
did you
much.
have?
just like 30 something,
That's a
35 or
lot
something.
still.
That's a
Yeah.
lot, though.
Yeah.
So,
Was it sanctioned?
no, just unsanctioned, just 15 to play, and I just did it because we've had one every year since they switched it to 18 holes. But
What do you have to do to get it sanctioned? Because we played in these like flex tournaments every single Friday, every week of the year, and they're all sanctioned with like points and stuff. What do you have to do?
I'd have to be like a sanctioned member or whatever, like a sanctioned tournament director.
You should do that.
You didn't do
There's
your
like a
test
test
yet?
that I have to pass. And then
Yeah.
at first there were certain rules like the course has to have. I don't know how true they are, but like right now we share a basket for one hole, and I don't know if that would disqualify it, but I'm trying to wait until we can get
All you have to do is take your basket and
Yeah, practice basket.
take a
Easy.
practice basket.
But
We
I've
could-
also heard that they like unless there's a case of an emergency, all the baskets are supposed to be the same. Like the same.
Nope. How the
For
West was
sanctioned-
won, they always do at least
Yeah, absolutely. Those are
3
sanctioned rounds.
temporary baskets
Always. Yeah.
every time.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm not that worried about it yet. I'm
Yeah.
How did you do in the
just
tournament?
dabbling my feet into it. I didn't really
Right.
enjoy it. We'll see if I want to continue with it or if I want to let someone else try to take the reins.
Was it just 18 holes, stroke play? Just
Yeah, it's
score?
18. Well, two rounds, so 36
Oh, yeah,
holes
all day.
altogether.
So you had to do all the scoring and repairing, or did everybody just play the same group the second round, or what?
I paired like some people who didn't have like group. I kept some friend groups together because they were like kind of shooting similar anyway.
Right. Sure.
But, like I made a lead card for each division. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so that's fine. If you have a lead card, and then you let your friends keep playing together, it'd be great.
We had this guy who showed up who I've heard people complain about him before, but I never met him. And I don't want to say any names, but he
But everybody knows who he is that's listening right now.
Yeah.
Right?
probably
Go ahead, tell us what color hat was he wearing?
the field by like 6 strokes in AM3, and
Well, that didn't name any names for sure.
so, I mean you can't go find the scores. Like there's no
That's true.
way to find the scores.
Players that were there know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure the players there probably didn't like him anyway. But
So what
he
was-
goes into hole 4, which is a par 3. It's the last one, and it finishes on a long putt. And he throws away 4 strokes because he knows he has a 6-stroke lead just to win that long putt. So that was frustrating. That was frustrating for me. I don't know, because he was already going to win a bunch of money, and
That's
Yeah,
wild.
just
so that's true. That's
like
I was-
unsportsmanlike.
well. So I
right?
was a golf professional at a country club as an assistant pro for a
Mhm.
decade, and I ran a lot of tournaments of members that would do the same kind of stuff. Like they've padded their handicap up to win their division, and they can win their division early. Like if it's a match play event, you can win it like on the 14th hole, and then they just go out and make triple bogeys in the last 3 holes to keep their score, up, so their handicap doesn't come down. And there's that
Right.
kind of stuff going on, everywhere, because people
Well, to me,
are.
it was like if the guy didn't win anything at all, if you're gonna lose like everything, then sure, maybe make a couple strokes to try to make that long putt.
Absolutely.
But when you're already walking away with a few prizes,
Yeah, you can taking everything from everybody.
yeah. So
Yeah, well, that's what we try to do, dude. We play tags, and I'm like, I want the ace pot and both closest to the pins. That's the only reason I'm there. In those days, I can come away with like $22. It's like I'm a pro. I'm getting paid to play disc golf right now. And then I always give it back to the community. I go straight
Right
to the
away.
closest disc golf store and buy plastic and with all of it. So it doesn't last more than a few hours. So it's right back to the community.
the way she goes.
There's, without Will, they would shut down. So
Yeah, Fly Green would not be open, even though it's the biggest disc golf store in America. Probably they would not be open if it wasn't for my contribution in the last 2 years. I can promise you.
So you're just gonna change your name to like Will Green or
Will Green.
like,
How about Fly Smith?
there you go.
That's it, Fly Smith. My UDisc username is Ann, and my last name is spelled Hyzah. And so when she calls us out on the tee, she'll say, on hole 4, oh no, Hyzah. So it's fantastic. So yeah. And then we have another guy who is the Big Hyzah, and
oh, that's good.
yeah, with Garrett is a G-Star All Weather. Some great UDisc usernames.
Mine's just Eric. So
Yeah. Sometimes I'll change mine to "Why do you suck?" So it'll be like on the tee. Oh no, why do you suck?
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's pretty good.
What's happening?
that's me.
Um.
So
Right
what about you?
now.
What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you?
Oh shit! I wasn't prepared for that question
Ooh,
at all.
That's me,
I
but not
shot.
me
Okay, well, I shot 7 down and then 8 down today. That's probably it. That's
oh, that's you already told that story.
okay. So I got to play with Kyle a few days ago for the first time in like a month. That was freaking awesome.
Oh, it's dog walker now. He's good for us.
I played my first Sunday morning tags with a local group that I've never played with. It's a huge group that plays every week, and it was like their year-end match. It was random dubs, and I got made a new friend and got paired up with a guy I usually get crushed by. I got to beat him, and so that was kind of fun. That was yesterday.
No, who's your new friend?
I was the best man in a wedding on Thursday. That was pretty interesting.
Hey, was Kyle at that wedding?
Kyle was there. Me and Kyle hung out probably the most we've hung out in a year at the wedding, and it was great.
Yeah,
I think I think
you're right.
He helped me have a great night, and it was fantastic, and really happy.
Did he show you the rainbow picture?
Oh yeah. Oh well, I mean, I took one too, so he probably took one. Everybody there did. They're like,
everybody took one.
They basically somebody came inside and said, "Everybody stop eating and go outside. There's a rainbow. Take the picture." So everybody ran outside.
That's exactly how it happened too.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, no, that was like fucking incredible, dude. Like, who has a rainbow on their fucking wedding day?
Yeah, well, he did. That's for sure. He almost
it rained and snowed on my wedding day.
Incredible. I don't remember my wedding day. I was on the beach. We were told we're gonna have a nice, quiet wedding on the beach. So we walk down to the beach to the water with like the officiant and our 2 kids that were with us, and because we were doing this blended. Our kids were 8 and 10, so we became this great family on the beach with like 10 people were supposed to be there, and we walked out, and he's like, "Do you?" "Yes, I do. Yes, I do." As soon as I kissed her, 10,000 people on their balconies and all the condos all along Gulf Shores were like, "Yay!" And I'm like, "None of you guys are invited. Didn't get one gift from anyone. I don't know what's happening. You guys are all celebrating. Like, where's I'm registered at Fly Green, guys." anything you want to get.
Did they like that
Fountains,
idea? Because I figure that's a really good idea to have
register at a disc golf
a
store?
registry at Fly Green.
At a disc golf store. I told Garrett that's where I thought his registry was. He had a whole box of Halo coming. He was pretty excited, and his wife was like, "I hope that's not true," and I'm like, "It's not." But he was like, "It should have been. It should have been true." He was pretty happy about it.
Like, if there's one time in my life.
Please do for me.
Say that again.
You got it anyway.
Yeah, that was all garbled.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, so you should have got it anyway.
Yeah, it should have, but he did it, and it's over now, so it's too late.
Too late.
Can't get any more Halo.
Never again.
Yeah. So tomorrow.
Well, that sounds like a pretty eventful week.
Yeah, it's just been. We could spill the whole podcast. I could just go back and talk about the last 45 days, and all the time will be used up. We'll be done. So busy. It's like, what's happening? Some days I just look around and I'm like, what's happening? Here, I have something to talk about right now. At this time, what is your absolute most favorite disc in your bag?
Casey Pro Rock.
Ooh, a
Got it
case
for $3.
For $3.
Nice. Those are nice and soft.
Let's talk for a minute. I'm going to show you mine. Hang on.
Weighed 180 at one point and probably weighed close to like 172 with how many little chunks and things are out of it, and it's just so easy to throw.
Nice and flippy, right?
Just dead straight, just like flip up on hyzer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's I don't know.
But
So
like, there's no fade left, no fade right.
I have a new friend named Tommy who has been in the disc golf community for a long time, and
Tommy.
I went back to his apartment to see his disc collection. So he pulls out this big ass Stairlight, those big ones. And I was like, okay. And then he pulled out like 7 more. And he's got like all of the stuff from 15 and 20 years ago. Like, so I've been trying to find a stable mid that I can have as my stable and overstable mid. I've done the Truth forever and just all of the 5.502s and just everything there is, buzzes, and just haven't been able to find the one that gives me the most distance with that fade at the end, because I have a Meteor I throw dead straight and a Fuse that's a little Annie, and I'm looking for the opposite. So this guy Tommy throws Rock 3s. I've never thrown a Rock or Rock 3, and in his house we're going through these discs, and there was one in a clear plastic bag, brand new. And it's this one here. It's a first run rainbow stamps from 2012 champion Rock 3. Yeah. And so he gave me the bro discount, and so I left with this, and it's kind of like when you were in love with the EMAC Truth so much, like that's the only thing you need ever. That's how I kind of feel about this thing. It's just does everything. You can turn it over or throw it straight with whatever. And
well, if you haven't heard, I'm off the EMAC Truth now.
Yeah, I've heard that. I was talking to Kyle, and he's like, "Yeah, so what are you using instead?"
Rock and Rock 3.
Yeah. So, yeah.
As far as champion ones, I like the 4x, like the 4 times and the 3 times for Paul McBeth. Those ones are pretty straight with just that little bit of fade at the end. And
what's the most understable one? Or do you just throw a regular rock?
Yeah, I usually go to I got a couple like base plastic. Yeah,
just
got,
DX. Everybody throws that base plastic rock. There's anybody throwing a champion rock or any of that, or?
I have a few. I guess
the base stuff's flippier, right?
Yeah, the base stuff's flippier, and it just is kind of grippier for me. And I don't know. I prefer it for my understable, but
I may do that too. I'm just really searching for the perfect straight.
If I needed to, that my 3 times one I can kind of turn over on a little bit of Andy. It's quite a lot more beat in than my 4 times. My 4 times is almost brand new. The 3 times is
Tommy said with this plastic from 2012 that it'll take me 3 years of throwing it into trees before it starts beating in. Like
Yeah, I'm sure.
it's gonna do what it's doing right now for a long, long time. So
That's why I buy used discs, because then they're already beat in for me, and I don't got to
oh
time.
man, dude, I wanted a new Wraith. I wanted a bright orange, 171 gram star Wraith. So I call the store. He says, I've got a 169 gram orange one. I'm like, fine, I'll take it. I drive over, I buy it. And then he says, hey, I've got this other one here. It's 171 gram Wraith. But it's like pro plastic. It's old. It's really beat up. And he's like, here, you can have it. And I'm like, why didn't you give me this a minute ago before I bought this one? And he said, because I have a store. But here, you can have it anyway. So it's awesome. So both of those Wraiths are now the leading like drivers in the bag, like because the blue, the pro plastic takes off. It looks like a, what does it look like? What does it look like, Kyle? It goes off and it goes like -1 and then 1.
Yeah,
Slides down like that.
it's not too
It's
much.
not
There's
like
not a lot of
BB.
action to it.
Yeah, and just goes farthest thing I have in the bag. So pretty excited. The course today is dangerous. There's easy to lose your stuff off the side of almost every fairway. So I was very hesitant in throws. I don't know how I played well because I was like, you don't throw it over there. A lot of times I look up and it was going out over the junk, and I'm like, oh no. But somehow it managed to come back. And so I don't know. I like
Played a
old.
course where everything off the fairway was covered in thorns. Like there's no matter where you threw it, if you're off the fairway, you were fighting through
Sounds
thorns.
so
trying
fun, dude. That's Kyle.
to-
Have you played there, Kyle? That sounds
No,
that sounds like fun.
what's it called? It was down in Howell. I don't remember the name of the course, but I wore shorts because it was a nice day, and
It's
then
called Thornbriar.
yeah, while we were leaving like the restaurant, I was like looking up directions to it, and the first review is, "Oh, it's a nice course, but the rough's covered in thorns." I'm like, "No."
Oh shit.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
How long are the holes? Were they like you had to have like bomb it out into the thorns, or were they all short enough you could pick lines? And...
No, they're all pretty short. It's just like real tight. Like none of them are super super long. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 par fours, but they're all like super just like tight fairways
Yeah,
and
sweet.
lots of like
So tight fairways and then thorns.
yeah, and lots of like hidden baskets where not like hidden, but like it's kind of hard to guess how far before you get
Gross.
to the curve.
It's-
And
Hey, how many courses on your UDIS? How many courses have you played?
I just looked at it. No, so well, then the funny thing is, right after we played that course, we played another one. We decided to go to something called Hawthorne Park. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Have the word
Yeah,
thorn in it.
Right.
Played Thornbriar, Hawthorne Park, and then Needle Thorns.
37 courses played. Nothing crazy.
That's because of where you live. So I have just passed my 2-year mark of playing, and yesterday was my 96th different course.
Dang.
There's a couple in Wyoming above us. I think 2 courses there, 2 of them right below us in New Mexico. That's 4. One in California is 5. 2 in Hawaii is 7, and there's 10 more in Alabama, so 17. So that's 80 courses in Colorado, and there's so many more we haven't got to play yet. So I got to drive across the country a few weeks ago, and I was in different cities. I'm like, I would look up on UDIS where the nearest course was, and it would be like 97 miles away. I'm like, how could people? I guess people don't play disc golf.
Or you play a
no, it's
private
sad,
course,
yeah.
like
But no, like
When
in
you
the
throw at a tree.
so just outside in El Paso, there's some courses, but in Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is like 40 miles north of there, there's 3 courses. One of them's on a military base. One of them a pop on UDIS. One of them's a pop-up course that was a tournament. It's not a real course, and the other one is like at a church. It's 3 baskets in 9 holes or whatever. That's it. Like within an hour and a half. I'm like, oh man, so sad. I don't know. My heart just like I
feels
guess,
for
I guess
them.
I get happy enough that I'm never going to live there. Basically, is what happens. I'm like,
True.
I can't. Just feel sad. Like, can you imagine if the nearest course was an hour and a half away and it was like 3 holes at a church? Like 3 baskets. That's it. It's like
I just be playing in my backyard.
yeah, I know. You have to, but imagine, what if you live in an apartment? Now we're getting real sad. We're saying, how sad can we
Someone
get?
else's backyard.
Yeah, how sad can we be?
So move to the middle of New Mexico into an apartment, so you have nowhere to set your basket up. No, I'm just
I bet
kidding.
like there's other countries that just like nothing.
Yeah,
No
Guatemala got their first course.
fuck.
Sweet.
That
Or
would
their
be
first real basket. They had a course for a while, but it was a homemade basket. And the way they counted as long as you hit the chains, because the bottom of the basket was a trash can lid, so it didn't
Okay.
like to hold anything.
like the hold.
I
Yeah.
love it. I would be so good at that if you didn't have to make it into the
Yeah,
actual
just
basket.
hit chains. Yeah.
I think I could shoot 18 down. Do it.
There it is.
Kyle introduced me to mini, disc golf.
Yeah.
He brought his basket over. We had like great competitions, and then he found me a gem of a basket for like $1 or something at Goodwill, and so I have a great basket, a bunch of minis, and it's I think those chains don't hold very well either.
Oh, they
No,
don't.
It reminds me of our number 1 course in Denver, Village Green. The chains are exactly the same. They hold nothing. I threw a putt the other day into the center of the chains. It touched the pole and continued all the way through the outside of the other side of the basket. Like, I don't even know what to do here. I don't know what to
Right.
do.
It's like
And it wasn't sideways like the Millennium Falcon. It was a full-on like
no,
flat
it's,
putt that went
yeah,
just went all the way.
it's ridiculous.
Trash can creating a new basket.
Yeah. There's a lot of new stuff. I was talking to my wife Jamie about something, and it thought it might be a good question. I haven't listened to all 100 of your podcasts, so some of the stuff I've missed. I may ask stuff that's already been answered.
That's
But
all right.
the question was, how do you, as a disc golfer, as a new disc golfer, or as a disc golfer with a partner at home, how do you get your partner involved in disc golf if they're not playing? And so, we talked about that for quite a while, and I was like, you got to give me some answers. I can't just ask that question.
I feel like it's a really difficult question.
And so she answered it because I asked her. I said, okay, well, I started and you got involved. So what are the things that, got you involved, or what you would tell other people? But before I tell you those,
Typically, like, okay,
see.
for like my thought process is like Cody always just like whatever I'm super crazy interested in that at that time, she always tries to be interested in it as well, I guess. Like not like feigning interest as what like actual interest too. Like when I was really into the NFL and fantasy football, she got into it as well and was watching games with me and started her own team, and like it was fun. She knew all the players and everything. Yeah,
Sorry, just watched the
that's
league
all right.
earlier.
Oh, dude, it's such a good show. That's how Taco got named. Did I tell you that?
I did not know Taco was named after Taco from the league.
Yeah.
You did tell me that, because I said something like, "Oh, it's a Chihuahua," and you're like, "It's not because he's Mexican."
Yeah, it's not racist. Like I always throw that out there at the beginning because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, you just named him Taco because."
Okay, well, I had a Chihuahua for 15 years. His name was Carlito, and we talked to
That's
him
a
like
good name.
Carlitos Way. Yeah, he was really mean. He was the mean like gunslinger. Dude, he was mean. He bit everyone. He bit me. I have a scar almost all the way around my finger where he was
rude.
I went to pick him up, and he just decided he didn't want that, and he
Fuck
bit my finger. I lifted my arm up in the air. He's hanging off my finger, and I'm like,
It's like,
"What's
dude,
happening?"
come on.
I don't even. Okay,
But
so
yeah, no, Taco from the league. Just because he's like so airheaded and stupid, so is Taco.
Right. So answer one, Cody, your partner did it because she is just interested in the things you're interested in. And I think I have the same there's more answers, but I have the same thing. Jamie's always like, sure, let's just see what's going on. And she'll continue on with it if she likes it, or she'll be like, that's the only time.
Exactly.
That's fine. That's
That
good
too.
for you.
Because like it's not always like she's into it too. Like Game of Thrones, watch the first episode, she's out. Nope, not having it.
Right. So you know, and that's fine. So
Yep.
the goal though is to get your partner playing and for us to come up with 2 or 3 ideas that people might go, oh, thanks for that idea. You know, let's try that. Jamie's first one, she said it was easier for her because she loves the outdoors and it has to, disc golf's played outside the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to the putting practice, barn in the winter, but the fact that she could get exercise and have sunlight and that was a big like first thing of trying to get somebody to join you and like let's just go to the park for a walk. We have great parks with disc golf courses here that are fun to just walk around if you're not playing.
For sure.
She said also the reason she likes disc golf is because she's pretty frugal, very thrifty. It takes her a long time to make a purchase. We didn't have a trash can in our apartment for 2 weeks when we moved in because we had to find like the perfect trash can. And don't like we start buying a new toaster when we get another one. We start looking for the next one because it's going to take that long to find a toaster. So she doesn't just throw money around is the whole point. And so disc golf is like, okay, for the casual person, not the crazies, disc golf's very cheap. It's a driver, a mid, and a putter, and that's it. There's no more purchases. There's no more tournaments. It's just go to the park and play for free. And so she really liked that part of it because she has the same driver. She has a judge that's more like a warden. It's there's no bead, and she has a Archangel, 160-gram Archangel, and those are and the apps that have like the drawings of all your discs. You can put them in and it'll show you like your pattern. So I was doing that, and her dad did it, and her brothers, and we were sending it all in a group text. And so she did hers, and it looked like this. Let me show you. She took a Post-it and she drew 2 lines, one long, one short, and under the short one it said putter, and under the long one it said driver, and like that's her 2. That's her flight characters. That's all she needs.
Right. This is what they do.
She throws the Archangel on a flex that goes 200 feet every single time, and then she throws it up by the basket, and then the judge is the judge. Just does judge stuff.
So she's like, what, you from 2 years ago or a year ago?
Yeah, I've had the flex line that went 200 feet.
Yeah,
with I had a lot of 14 speed drivers. I had a lot of 14 speed.
Yeah, you need a Corvette to get 200.
I threw the Corvette yesterday. I'm like testing like all my. I settled on. I took every one of my high speed drivers out to a field, AstroTurf field, football field, so I could see exactly to the number how far I was throwing everything and where it was in relation to the center line. Such a great thing. And so I took a Corvette. I took 5 destroyers. I took, I don't know, like 10 things out and just threw them back and forth about 10 times. And I came up with 2 fantastic ones. I have a 166-gram Star Destroyer, which comes back every time. So I can just throw it as far right as I want. And then I have the Calvin Heimberg Halo Destroyer for my forehand. And because it's got the big rim on it, it's very smooth. It comes off my finger really nice and goes about, 285 feet, maybe 300 feet at the most. So, yeah, Eric, the last time I talked to you, I was throwing lefty and I was like poo-pooing forehand and all that. That's crap. I was wrong. I take back everything I said.
Yeah, you were like, I'm never gonna have to throw another forehand
I
in
love
my life.
throwing
I'll only be able
turnovers
to throw lefty, and that's
what
it.
I was talking about. So immature 6 months ago.
That's throwing turnovers are like some of the most fun part of the game.
Exactly.
Even if it's not easy, it's so fun.
I know. And I really throw everything inside of 200 feet forehand. And so like tomorrow I'm going to the park with a bunch of putters and mids to try to figure out a good 170 foot, just standstill backhand because I'm flicking everything and that's fine. But I want to throw backhand too. So
Let's throw spike hyzers.
Yeah.
There's a couple
I
other
just,
things before we leave the getting your partner involved. One of the things that she told me is to make
Oh
sure.
yeah, totally. Sorry, I
No, it's
totally
fine.
forgot about that.
This is how it goes. She said one of the things that's important is that the first time you take your partner to a course, don't take them to the hardest freaking thorn-ridden course in town. Take them to somewhere epic or beautiful or like least playable to make them excited, and then go to the Thorn Hill. Uh, Another thing, and it was interesting because when I met her, I was a PGA golf professional instructor, and I met her. She was one of my students, and so the relationship was me telling her what to do basically for 3 months as her coach and teacher, and nothing more. And so now I'm still a coach and a teacher. That's what I do, but I have to relay the information to her when she asks for it, as opposed to me. There's some things when you're going to take your partner out to learn how to play, you've got to give some initial instruction on how to hold it and putt and stuff or whatever. But after that, she was like the number one turnoff, I think, is your partner telling you what to do every shot the whole time. Just like, just let me throw frisbees and have fun in the park. So just some basic, simple things to, pick a good course, something easy. Just, don't be a boss, and just enjoy the outside. I think it's a great family thing too. I mean, with kids, and it's just a great way to be outside. And for me, I love meeting people. I got to play random dubs for the first time yesterday ever, and I was like, by the third hole, I'm hugging my partner. He's like a great, we just loved each other because he's a great dude. And so, being able to get out and meet people too, it's also a great way to like do a double date with another couple, right? What a
that's what
great,
we did tonight.
fantastic, So lots of ways to get your partner involved, I think.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
quite a few different like ideas that you just threw out there. That was really good.
85% of those are from my smart partner, my wife Jamie.
Add to it,
She's great.
let her pick out or let your partner pick out their first disc. Like take them to the store and let them look through all the stuff.
Take
and just pick
that
out
Corvette. Get that Corvette right now. It's got a
Even-
Or
Corvette.
like a dragon or something
That's
fun.
It doesn't matter. Whatever they think is like the coolest.
It absolutely does not matter at all. The
Mhm.
first disc. That's
Because
exactly
it's
what I did,
going to
Eric.
get lost.
When I went into Fly Green, they didn't realize the extent of the money they were going to be taking from me that first time I went in. And the owner, Mike, he's so knowledgeable about everything. He came over to me and said, "Hey, bud, can I help you find something?" I'm like, "No, I'm just looking around, like you do when you go in a store." It's like, "Stop talking to me. Just let me, please leave me alone." And he goes, "Well, I can help you. Like, which way are you throwing it?" I'm like, "I just started. I'm throwing it everywhere. I'm throwing it behind me, sideways, both directions. There's nothing you can do for me right now. Just, I want this dragon. I want this wizard." And I picked a Star Wars Buzz. It was like the 1974 like poster. So that's what I left with. I had a Star Wars Buzz, I had a wizard putter, and a dragon. It was perfect. It didn't matter. I threw them all. I threw every one of them 75 feet on a spike. 75 feet on a spike hyzer. All three of them. It's just like.
That's good.
I still have all those discs. The dragon's great because it floats in water, and so I take it to anywhere that someone's going to make me play a water hole. It works
If
too
you
because I
go
dumped it in.
have to play like
I played Optimist.
Expo or
No, I played Optimist in hole number 7. You got to throw over that stupid long lake.
it's
and,
very
I threw it into that lake, and it just sat on the water and floated over to the edge, and I went
Yeah,
around.
so what happens if you throw it into water, but it's just like so still? So now it's just floating.
So
in the
it
middle
did.
of-
It took a long, long time. It took a long time to get across the lake. If there's no wind,
Oh, we'll come back around.
yeah, you have to come. Yeah, it's like somebody's
We'll
going to
get it
get it.
when we come back.
It's one of those things like you're going to get it, unlike the destroyer I lost at Rhyolite last week, where no one's ever going to ever get that.
That's not going to be
it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I love getting people involved. Pretty much, I have a friend coming on Thursday, they'll be here from Alabama with his wife, and I asked him last week. I said, you're getting ready to become a disc golfer. And he's like, what's that? He's like, I'm fat and out of shape. I don't think I could do it. I'm like, can you walk around a park and throw a frisbee? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, you're a disc golfer, so you just don't know it yet.
There.
Yeah,
So he'll
disc
be
golf
here.
is like made for the fat and out of shape.
He'll be. They're gonna love it. It's gonna be great, and that'll be just 2 more people that I'll take to Fly Green, and they'll spend money. They're gonna go home with plastic. That's because I've given away all the plastic I can give away. I have no all my plastic. I'm hoarding it now. I want to keep it.
The dragon.
Stuff
Yeah,
I'm
the
never
dragon.
gonna throw. The dragon. I have the dragon. It's beat up too. It's DX Dragon, and it was my first disc, and
Oh wow.
you know I threw it into a lot of stuff. I used to warm up for tournaments with it, throwing it against a chain link fence. That's how stupid I was. I threw my stuff against chain link fence just to warm up.
Gotta beat it in somehow.
I didn't know what I was
count
doing.
it.
I had no idea I was beating it in. It's so flippy. When you throw it, it goes like this. It just turns all the way upside down. Just slides it. So I don't know what.
Just throw it like a summer. Maybe you can get it to flip up and glide out.
That's a
Yeah.
great idea. If I wouldn't have tore my shoulder throwing thumbers, I would still be throwing them. But I can't do it. I'm so
You throw
scared,
it like
dude. Whenever I have to throw over a tree, I'll just kind of like, just kind of like toss my wrist like that. It's hard.
Grenade. A grenade shot.
Scoobers.
What is? I know you've answered it, but answer it for me. The number, if you could play any course right now, what's your like bucket list number 1 course to go play?
That I've never played before.
Right.
Or
Well, then we can go back and talk about one that you've played before too. But
Never
You
played
have-
before. Eric and mine are probably the same.
what is it?
Maple Hill.
Yep.
That's what I want.
Want
Yes,
to
I
play
don't.
it so fucking badly.
There's a course on Disc Golf Valley I want to play so bad. It's not, can't. I threw a drive 1,700 feet yesterday off this cliff, and it's like you're throwing through like it's like a dinosaur. It's like bones. Do you play Disc Golf Valley at all? Yeah.
I've
You
played-
know the whole. It's like a downhill shot. It's like 600 feet, but it's like through like the skeleton of this. And I can't ever hit the line because it's going down to it, and then it like gets like this air bounce right at the bottom, and it just goes another 700 feet out of bounds. Like,
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what I always do.
that's my bucket list course. I want to play that course in real life.
That looks
I feel like
dangerous.
I feel like I could make 4 on that hole.
Looks pretty dangerous.
Yeah, lots of giant cliffs.
More of the new Eagle Crossing. I want to play that too.
Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, because that one's like built just specifically for disc golf, like 100%. Like that's.
I'd really like to play that course they played in Vegas. On the ball golf course. Is that like the first tournament of the year or something? Or
Nope, I could never play that, and I'd be happy.
too much water?
Yeah. It's
Why?
just
Like,
like
just
wide
wide
open.
open.
Yeah. Eric, stop it. We both. Yeah, it's wide open. It's really just a hyzer fest if you
I
really.
could play Frankie if I wanted.
Eric does not like wide open courses then, right?
I mean, when you were talking about just like bucket list
No.
courses,
Okay, sure. I don't
probably
know.
need some trees.
What about the Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although before the Beast, I would rather play Hornet's Nest. I'm not a big fan of Hornet's Nest.
Yeah.
They have on the sides of the fairways. There's hornets just waiting.
Yeah, that's
the
why.
rough.
That's why it's called horse.
Yes, yeah, they're all over the rough. It's just, the whole
all
rough's
the-
all hornets' nests. The hornets know not to come in the fairway, but if you throw your stuff in the rough, you're like,
Right.
ooh, you're on your own. Yeah.
The whole courses look like rough. I'm sad they're not playing. They're not playing the Pro Tour at Hornet's Nest this year.
Dude, they're not playing any Pro Tour events anywhere near us next year. There's like 3 in California, and then everything else is on the eastern half of the United States. There's nothing.
Gross.
Yo,
Yeah.
there's one in Canada. That's kind of cool.
Okay, yeah, there is.
Are there any good
Not that
silver
that
series
guy.
around here? There's just 303.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully we'll have new tours. There can't just be one tour anymore. I mean, it's just like every other sport has minor leagues. We need a secondary group of
And there's quite a
players.
few. There's like this other national tour That's
Right.
that's a pretty big thing. Can't remember the other one.
What we need them televised or recorded so that we can know all the players, so we care enough to go see them locally. Right? Because you're not going to just go to a
You're
tournament
going.
locally if you don't know
They're
anybody.
going and following random cards whenever.
It's like, why are you just not? You should have just signed up for the tournament if you're going to go do that. Just go play.
No, I mean that's how you get to know people. You just I'm watching disc golf, man.
Yeah, you're like, dude. You'll go up to him after. It's like, I've been following you around for so long. People, it's like, can we be friends? Okay. Sure.
Just go and always be in the middle of the fairway on accident when they get ready to throw.
That's it. So, how about the youngster?
Just like park your car.
Mr. Gannon Burr. And
he looks like Gumby, like the clay doll.
Gumby. He's long and lanky, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see us? I saw a cool Facebook video. Must have been this morning. It was Gannon playing that course when he was like 8 or something.
Yeah.
So they had him just like ripping shots. It's like looks exactly the same, like same throw almost. So
right.
It's kind of cool. His follow through and
his body shape is like the same as I would say like Casey White. That's my closest.
Brady Topping.
He's like Skeletor. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, just and when you have that wingspan, it's so good if you decide to play a sport that allows wingspan to be a huge advantage. Because you got a lot more RPMs with another foot, on either side.
Right.
Big old hands, as big as the disc. The hands like spinning 360 degrees before it leaves. It's fantastic.
No, what I was excited for him, I kind of wanted Nicholas Ancelot to win more because I like this Mania stuff, and his new CDs are so good.
Katrina Allen, right? She won the girls.
Yep. She played good. Pretty much all day or all week too.
Yeah, Kristen tried to catch her, I think. I mean, she was like 13 back or something going into the final round and got to within 2 or 3 or something. It's crazy.
What about that Paige Shue? That is the story of the. You see that?
No, talk about it.
Hole 17, backhand ace. That's it.
That's sick.
Hole 17. I think I would assume what hole 17 is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they put it on Sports Center and they said 249 yards ace. I'm like
249 yards.
Yeah, well, not quite. But.
747 feet.
Yeah.
So that's number 15 at West Creek. She aced it. So she should be. She needs to be playing up if she could throw it 750 feet. She's in the.
How do they watch it and only see the disc in the air for the little amount of time and oh yeah, that definitely flew 740 feet.
Just went really fast.
I saw another. You talk about yards. I saw another kind of blunder where I don't know if it was Joe Rogan or some show, and he had a guest on there, and the guest was something like, "Oh, I love disc golf. Started playing." And then Joe or whoever was asking questions like, how much do they weigh? And he was like, it's like 170 ounces. And Joe's like, he's like, wait a minute. He's like, that's 11 pounds. How far can you throw it? He's like, are you sure it's ounces? And he's like, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
So anyway, I don't know. It's kind of
all
funny.
right. Well, now we have to make, probably a 170 ounce disc. That's my new goal.
Can you imagine how much more dangerous disc golf would be if discs really weighed
10 pounds disc?
Oh shit, dude, that'd be fucking dangerous.
So, no, everything would have to be designated disc golf courses. You wouldn't be doing it in the park anymore.
Those
killing
baskets would
dogs.
not last anymore.
Killing-
You do it in the
killing
park
old-
until you kill one person.
You're killing old people. You're killing dogs. You're killing other disc
Oh,
golfers.
yeah.
It's like
Yep.
Dude,
4, too late.
Just like wedged into trees, like literally just like and stuck in the tree.
No,
Like, yeah,
I want you to think about this. What are they made out of? Because it's not plastic.
I don't know.
It's gonna be like a saw blade, right? It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Okay,
you-
yeah. Well,
you-
all right, we'll just throw saw blades,
it's
guys.
just you use the real jagged like concrete blades to putt with, and then you use like the thinner like slicey
Like
ones
the
to drive
diamond
with.
tip
Yeah, yeah.
guys
Yeah,
for your really tough
Hey.
shots.
I think the what are the gloves you wear? Those have become much more needed, but like Kevlar.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. The friction gloves.
yeah, friction gloves.
Kevlar.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use something like welding gloves or something. I don't know.
I'm
I
into
mean,
it.
Yeah.
It could be like, the friction gloves 3.0 or something.
What's
Yeah.
if the discs were on fire when you threw them?
No, they're going to be plastic either.
Oh yeah.
No, they're,
Well,
you already, no, they're
it
going to
could
be
be
metal. They
plastic.
gotta be
It'd just
metal.
be really bad for the environment.
You only get one throw. So you light your disc on fire on the tee box, you hold it for a while, and then you throw it, and wherever it lands, that's it. It's the end of that disc. It's just
It's a really good idea. Every
You could do
single
glow
listener,
rounds
do
at
that,
night.
please.
At night you could do it that way. You wouldn't lose your disc.
Except you would.
Yeah, because it
And then instead of baskets, you just have like a pyre of like logs that are on fire. So you throw
Oh,
whatever
so
you're
you-
putting
yeah,
it
you throw it,
It's like an
yeah.
object course. Yeah.
okay.
You're still
dig it.
recording. Is this actually people are going to be listening to this? Is that right?
Absolutely.
So then you have to bring like as many discs as you're going to throw, right? And then
Right.
once you run out of discs, that's when it's over, and whoever lasts the longest.
That's it.
wins.
Everybody gets to bring 50 discs.
Yeah, it's an
No, you get- you get-
elimination.
50 throws. That's it.
Yeah.
And then whoever's furthest around on the course on the 50th throw. That's just another game to help the long throwers win.
Yeah. And then if there's a tie, you guys like fight to the death with horses or something.
Ooh, fight to the death. Now we're talking. So where does this happen on the 18th?
Nobody
hole?
brought any more discs.
If it's on the 18th, oh yeah, it's a tie. So the first two guys, if they run out at the same time, if they're on the same card, one of them has to kill each other until they move on.
I mean,
it's
I
called
gotta say, this sounds like
Yes.
a whole lot more profitable for Fly Green.
it's called a scar
or any
frame.
other disc golf store.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't kill the other person. You just slice them with one of the discs, and it's called a scar frame.
Or you could like slice them with our, we were going to use like a disc hacksaw, right? Or whatever.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, this diamond blade.
Yeah.
I like it. I think
I think that's a good idea. We should go back to that.
people at home are like, this has got to be over soon. I mean, they're
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we should probably do like dead air real quick and just kind of introduce ourselves. I'll put it back at the beginning, maybe. Probably not though.
What kind of introduction? What kind of introduction are you looking for? Like
This, and not like an introduction, because we really haven't been structuring our show in any way. So this is my dad. Welcome, Scott Smith.
close. Who's Scott Smith?
That's what it says.
I mean, it's
I know
your,
what it
it's
says.
I know.
Okay,
It's
that's
what
just
it's
gonna
what I
start a whole
always
nother-
it's what well, no one calls you Scott, but I
well,
know.
so the people that I Zoom with are my guitar students from years
Oh, so they
past.
don't know you as well.
And so Zoom just says, yeah, they don't know me as well. I mean, some of
Okay.
them do, but most of
Well,
them
then
know
I'll
Scott.
just do it again, but I'm probably just gonna leave this all in.
Say that
My
again?
dad, Will Smith.
Hello there, Will Smith. That's Will with one L, and it's a capital L. That's W-I capital L Smith.
It's all the
So not a
podcast people,
not
you
a
could just like
Kelly.
pretend to be the, famous one.
What
They wouldn't
separates
know.
me from the other Will Smith that you know, and I
I guess
have my own foibles that he doesn't want to be connected to. So this is to keep him safe that I go by.
have you slapped Chris Rock?
if I
Would
could.
you?
if you could.
It depends. It depends on the scenario. If he asked me to do it, for let's say $285, I would do it for sure.
That's pretty good. That's not too much.
No, I
That's
wouldn't.
nothing for him.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm scared. I mean, how many Will Smiths can slap Chris Rock before the name really just goes sour? So
Probably just the one.
one of us just has to keep it, you know.
All right. I'm Kyle.
I'm Eric.
And
I'm
this is-
Will.
And this is the show that we
Take two.
this is the show that we do. And it's pretty great. So hope you enjoy it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it's
dun,
gonna
dun,
be
dun,
you playing too.
dun. Oh yeah. I'm like
So that'll be fun.
Sweet. Awesome, man.
Fuck yeah. Thank you for your time, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for
Go to
being
bed.
here, man. Thanks, Eric,
You-
for letting me.
Look
be
sleepy.
here. I know I didn't have a bunch of great stuff, but it's nice to see my friends and get to talk about disc
I
golf.
enjoyed our conversation. I didn't realize we were done.
Okay,
Oh.
let's keep talking.
Well, you just keep talking if you. I mean, no. It is getting.
So how about those
I'm
Giants?
tired as fuck.
How
How about the what?
about those Giants?
Fuck the Giants.
I don't know about them.
I was talking about the hockey team.
No.
Oh,
It's some minor league hockey team, the Giants. When you
All
get the
right.
leads, yeah.
right.
Picked them up off the waiver wire.
Let's go Lions. I'm just
No.
kidding. They're
No.
fucking terrible still. Just
26-0.
continuously.
There it is.
26-0.
It's my team.
Ooh,
Ew, they're pretty good.
they're
See that
they're B minus.
B minus?
Yeah.
Who was it? I couldn't even see.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
I think they're okay now this year. I mean, I liked the whole like cocaine scandal a few years ago. That was a lot of fun. But
Miami, dude. It was like when the police pulled Willie Nelson over, and like a cloud of smoke came out of his window, and they said,
Right.
"Are you smoking pot?" And he said, "I'm Willie fucking Nelson." And that was it. And I don't know if they gave him a ticket or not, but it's like,
and that's just like
of course, if
every
you're in
male
Miami, there's going to be
in
cocaine.
in
scandal.
Miami.
Yeah.
Every male in Miami does cocaine. Yeah. You heard it here,
That's a good
folks. Post Oh No podcast. Breaking news.
Breaking
Everybody in
news.
Miami has cocaine.
Miami has cocaine in it.
If you guys are wondering. All right. Well, I'm gonna take off.
All right, love you,
that.
bud.
Good to see
Yeah,
you, man.
thanks.
We'll talk to you
See you
soon,
guys.
buddy.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
He's gone. Now we can just take over the show.
Hope you find your dad.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Thank you, man. It was. I've had, the disc golf was good today, but I've kind of was in a just crappy place, and I'm in a great place now. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Same. Like I was just kind of in a junky mood and just tired. And as soon as I started talking to you, I was just like, fuck, I'm in a bit better mood already.
Yeah, it's important.
It is, man.
It's hard to do
I
it.
appreciate you.
Like we did it because we scheduled it and we had to do it, but
Yep.
it would have been easy just to have been like, I don't feel like doing nothing.
You know it, dude. But that's like, at this point with the show, it's like we got to do it. Like when we schedule things, it's like, nope, we're that. We're doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. Love you, bud. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Either what are you saying, Rhyolite, or we go
No,
into the
we'll go
secret?
to the secret
spot.
place first, and then we'll head down to Rhyolite from there. Or if you can't go to Rhyolite, Mark's
I'll
not
let
going to
you
be
know.
around.
Yeah, we'll
But we can
see.
do this-
We'll
we'll
see
do
how I'm
this-
feeling.
Yeah, we'll just do the 9-hole. It'll be fine. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's because you're sick. You should be able to do it at 11:30. If we played,
Yeah.
let's say 11, whatever. I'll call you in the morning, and we'll.
Sounds
be
good.
sometime between 11 and 11:30. Unless
Okay.
you're sick.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. See you
Bye,
then.
buddy. Love
Love
you,
you.
man. Peace.
Have a good sleep.